welcome back to the Elephant Lounge. I'm your host, Tuesday, and I want to thank you for joining me again. So Jaclyn Hill has finally released a video, and it was pretty late too, by the way. It's been days. She finally said something. Her website also did put out a statement concerning everything that was going on with the lipsticks, and since I talked about this last night, I figured I'd do an update for you in case anyone's interested. I stand by what I said in the previous podcast. I'm actually looking at the actual ingredients and some of the stuff that's in this lipstick. I still say that there was some side reaction that was not taken care of, but it does look like there's some ingredients in here that should have dissolved those precipitates and taken care of the gaseous elements within the lipsticks that are produced. So, for instance, there's solvents in here that get rid of carbon dioxide and things like that. So, according to what Jaclyn has said and what is on her website, it basically states that the raw materials were not mixed properly or processed long enough. Okay, well, here's the problem. They weren't mixed properly. That could be, there could be some truth in that, but for a lipstick, you have to melt this material. You have to melt this ingredients in order for them to be poured into a mold to make that lipstick shape, and then they have to be cooled off. So you have to have a proper temperature, and heat tends to speed up those reactions and get things moving. So did someone record the temperature? Are we saying that the lipsticks didn't achieve that temperature? Something was missing. Okay, there was something missing in this mixture. There wasn't enough of the solvents that were added, or I don't know, but it was definitely a production end issue. I do believe her when she says they're not moldy. I do believe her when she says that they had just gone into mass production in May. I get that. I don't think there's anything unreasonable. It does say that all the ingredients are compliant and safe for customers, which is what I said on my previous podcast. I said the exact same thing, that while it's unsightly, it's probably not going to hurt you or damage you. I know that there was one woman who said she cut her lip and said for 6 days it's been like this. Then go to the doctor. I don't believe that woman. There's always going to be these people that, I don't know, they see an opportunity and they do things to get attention, or they want something. I'm not buying this whole thing. And if you have an allergic reaction to this, it's because you have an allergic reaction to something in the ingredients already, meaning you're probably already aware that you have some sort of issue. She explains the small holes. It forms as the bullet is released from the silicone cup. The contained air is released during the final production, leaving tiny holes, which is, again, what I said, these side reactions that happen, they can perform gaseous material. And I was looking at one of the ingredients in here, benzoate, I believe that's going to release gaseous material. Looks like some carbon dioxide is going to be produced. I mean, I'm just going by some basic stuff that I know. So it looks like some carbon dioxide is produced in this, if I put these ingredients together, and then of course, like I said, they have some solvents in here that should have gotten rid of that carbon dioxide, but for whatever reason, it didn't. So again, that goes back to the manufacturer. The biggest concern that I had was the fibers, because that would be a foreign contaminant. It would have nothing to do with the mixture or not being properly mixed, not having enough material because we don't really know where this fiber comes from. She's telling us it comes from these white gloves. I don't know. I guess. I've never worked in a cosmetics lab before. The only white gloves that would be used that I've personally seen in a lab are when people are working with an autoclave and you need to put some thick cloth gloves on, and then you put you put latex gloves over that, or nitrile gloves over that, right? You wouldn't just have the cloth exposed. What she described in her video was sort of this throwaway gloves. She said that these people were putting on new cotton gloves every time they went back into the lab, and they were changing them so much, and that's why they had all these fibers everywhere, all over the product. I don't believe that. I don't know, maybe I'm wrong. That just seems very odd to me. And then she said that they were cleaning the vat with a towel in between uses. That's where I think these fibers may have come from, because that explains why the fibers were in the lipstick and not just on the top. Since the fibers are not a part of the actual formula, then it seems to me that they were doing something to contaminate it. It's a foreign contaminant. How dangerous is it to have these fibers? Probably not anything significant to be really worried about. It's just gross. So if you do have any of these problems, she did say to go ahead and contact them. They will replace your product and they will give you your money back, which, I mean, you can't really complain about that. On the other hand, they want you to pay shipping, which I don't know, whatever. What are you going to do? I think she's trying to do her best to get everything fixed. And as much as Jaclyn Hill has lied in the past, I do kind of feel bad for her. I don't think she purposefully did this. She's now saying that she's going with another lab. So I don't know. But anyway, I just thought I'd update you all about what happened and what was going on. I stand exactly by what I said prior. I know that they're not going to exactly explain all that, but they basically confirmed what I had already said. I guess it's up to you whether you want to believe it or not. I'm not really into the conspiracy stuff, or that she held on to these lipsticks for 5 years, or, some of this other nonsense. I don't think she'd do that. I don't think people would do that, but I could be wrong. You never know. There are sketchy people in this world. You never know what people are capable of. I can't say either way, but something tells me that's not the case. What happened here is the lab that produced this was irresponsible. They were not paying attention to what they were doing. That can happen. I am sure that there will be a settlement or a lawsuit. I'm sure her insurance took care of the costs, so no need to worry about that. And I will be back.